A family discovered 1 million pennies while cleaning out a home. Disney accidentally hired a porn star for the Little Mermaid movie. And a man is sued after leaving his blind date and her 23 relatives at a restaurant. These are the weird stories from Monday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast in the universe. A family discovers 1 million pennies while cleaning out a home. 1 million pennies, that's a lot. That's like $1,000, right? Something like that. Anyways, let's find out how much it is, because I don't know. Maybe the author of this story did the math for me. Guys, I record a podcast in a closet for a reason. What would you do with 1 million pennies, it says? I'd go to the bank with it. I don't have to think twice about that. Although I don't even know how you transport 1 million pennies to the bank. Do you rent a dump truck? A U-Haul? You got to get a backhoe in here to scoop the pennies? A giant piggy bank as big as a blimp. I don't know how you transport 1 million pennies. And I wonder how much that weighs. Okay, so what would you do with 1 million pennies? This is the question facing a guy named John Reyes and his wife after they discovered 1 million pennies in her father's former home in Los Angeles. There are worse things to discover in your father's former home, you know, like a body. That's rough stuff. A mummified dog. That's a weird thing to find. And then you got to figure out, what do I do with a mummified dog? Can I sell it on Craigslist? I don't even know if it's legal to have a mummified dog. You could find an old porn that your parents made. Oh, that's rough when you find you find that. It's rough the moment you discover, oh, what is this DVD here? Let's play it and see what's on it. Ooh, okay. We're going to have to recycle this. So 1 million pennies were found in this home in a crawl space in the basement while the family was cleaning out the home in Los Angeles' Pico Union neighborhood. Now, John Reyes and his wife Elizabeth, along with her sister, cousin, and their spouses, had been cleaning out the home with plans to renovate it. Elizabeth's father, Fritz, and his brother, both German immigrants, lived in this house for decades until Fritz died and his brother moved away. Reyes told the media, they kept everything. Yep, they kept everything. They kept it. Sounds like this was the home of a hoarder. Reyes said that it's taken several years with their busy schedules to get this house clean and get ready for the renovations. They first spotted some loose pennies, which led to boxes, which eventually led to the discovery of dozens and dozens of bank bags filled with pennies. Reyes said the family was in disbelief at what they were looking at. The family members confirmed the pennies were copper and not zinc, which the United States switched to in 1982. So these pennies are pretty old. They weighed the bags to determine how much each bag contained and came to an estimate, at least 1 million pennies. Now it says here, when John and his family first discovered the pennies, they thought it might be a good idea to take them to Coinstar. Coinstar. Do you guys know what Coinstar is? Those of you who are outside of the United States, you'll find a machine in various supermarkets where you throw in your loose change and it counts it for you. So it could be pennies, nickels, dimes. You just throw it all in there and it'll count it for you, and it'll spit out a receipt that you can then cash in the grocery store. You can use it as a gift certificate to buy groceries at that point, or you can just get the cash on checkout. But Coinstar does charge you a fee for this service that they provide, which is basically counting it for you. Reyes, the guy here that found all the pennies, decided against the Coinstar because the family thought it'd be a bad idea to pay the 8% transaction fee, which I agree, that's a lot of, considering this could be like upwards of $100 worth of pennies, you know what I mean? That's a big fee. It still doesn't say how much. I know I should Google this. It's $100,000, right? Is that? I think. It says here, after months of struggling to find a bank that would take this many pennies, John and the family gave up and then listed the coins on a website called OfferUp, which is a popular resale app and website, asking for $25,000 for the pennies. Okay. I knew this wasn't $25,000 because the 2 and the 5 don't go with $1 million when you extrapolate it. So I did look it up. It's $10,000 worth of pennies. I don't know why you thought you might get 25,000 for the pennies when it's clearly only worth 10,000. And then of course you have the added cost of coming to pick them up for your troubles. This guy thought he could sell them for 25,000. Seems very strange, John. It says here John has received piecemeal offers, but no offers to take the pennies completely out of their hands. John is quoted as saying, "The value in these pennies is their uniqueness, and taking less than their full value would go against the ideals of my father-in-law." Well, I mean, good luck getting $25,000 for 1,000,000 pennies, bro. I mean, who's going to do that? For crying out loud, you have to hire movers for the day just to remove the pennies. That's like $1,000 right there in mover fees. You'd be lucky to get, I don't know, 7,000 for these things. Take it and run, bro. That's my opinion anyways. Disney hired a porn star by mistake. It appears Disney bosses may have cast a male porn star in the recent The Little Mermaid film remake. 24-year-old Stefano Tomadini was part of the new Disney princess film alongside singer and actress Halle Bailey. Stefano played a merman, but off the silver screen, Stefano has also starred in a number of not-so-PG adult movies, it seems. Unbeknownst to Disney, I assume, when they did the hiring and casting. Under a different name, Stefano appeared in 3 porn videos as Dante Ferrari. Oh, that's an awesome porn name. Dante Ferrari. Ooh, yeah, you got my engine revving, girl. Dante Ferrari. It says he was paid between 800 and 1,000 euro for these porn videos, they're calling them. Porn videos? A film source spoke to the media about Tomadini's cheeky past. The insider claims casting bosses decided to hire a number of really sexy male models to play mermen in the movie. Yeah, you want mermen with abs, right? And I'm looking at a picture of Dante Ferrari, and he definitely has abs. My goodness. He has a very sexy, sultry look to him, too. He's a perfect merman. Also, a perfect pool cleaner as well, which who knows, he may have played such a role in a porn. There are a lot of pool cleaners. I'm here to clean your pool, ma'am. I'm here to do the plumbing. Dante Ferrari. Here's a quote from, looks like this insider. He's got these Hollywood insiders. These people are ridiculous. They had no idea about Stefano's racy videos, and given The Little Mermaid is the big summer blockbuster for kids, it's a bit embarrassing for Disney now, isn't it? Now, over on his Instagram, Tomadini has shared some snaps from his time on The Little Mermaid's set. No doubt he was very proud to be part of this blockbuster. He probably hasn't had a real movie role. And some porn stars, they want to do real, dramatic stuff. You know, they feel like they're being very limited in porn. You know, they're not really taking them seriously for their acting chops. They want to be serious actors, taken seriously for their craft of acting. You know, and they don't give you a lot of lines in those porn movies, you know. It's very few. It's just like, I'm here to fix your dishwasher, lady. It says here in one of the captions from Stefano's Instagram, lifetime memories with lifetime friends, and he tagged the official Disney account. Oh, he was so proud to be in The Little Mermaid. He's probably got nieces and nephews. You know, he can't tell them about the other movies that he does, but he can tell them about The Little Mermaid, you know. He probably doesn't have any lines because he's playing a merman, but he's definitely probably front and center with those abs, man. And he's got that blue steel look, too. He's hot. He added a topless picture to his Instagram story in which he posed with 2 other mermen, and the image was screenshotted and shared on Twitter. The Hollywood blockbuster was finally released on the 26th of May, and fans across the world have been flocking to see the newest Disney adaptation in their millions. Halle Bailey stars as the protagonist Ariel, which has made her a household name with young fans everywhere. All right, I'm scrolling down, and there's no comment from the company on hiring the porn star. No reaction, and I don't really think they need to respond. It's not going to do them any good. It's not their fault, and this is an extra, I assume, on the film. One of the mermen, that's an extra role. They don't really dig into the history of these extras like they do a regular cast member. They'll go digging through your Twitter timeline to make sure you didn't say anything mean about some sort of underrepresented group in the culture. They don't want you saying anything naughty ever in your life. They'll go back to when you were 11 years old and be like, "Oh, this person, oh, look at the Halloween costume they wore in the 4th grade. Oh, we can't give them a role. What would this say about our company?" But when you're an extra, they don't do anything of the sorts. I mean, no doubt they're hiring criminals as extras as well, and OnlyFans people. And there's nothing wrong with that. They're trying to get some work, you know. Some people are trying to get out of their current situation into a better situation. If you're a porn star and you want to get into acting, one of the things you can do is be an extra on real films. So kudos to this dude, and I hope he has success and he can transition into a life of a real thespian. And if this doesn't work out, he can always go back to starring in such wonderful films as Merman Does Orange County. Want to create a podcast? Spotify's platform lets you easily make, record, and distribute a podcast everywhere, even earn money all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. Record and edit on your phone or your computer, distribute it to Spotify and everywhere podcasts are heard. They even have video podcasting options. Spotify for Podcasters allows you to earn money with ads and subscriptions as well. Best of all, as I said, free. Try it. Download Spotify for Podcasters or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your life, man. Yay! A man is sued after leaving his blind date and her relatives at a restaurant. A man in China ended up in a legal battle after walking out on a blind date who expected him to pay for her and 23 of her relatives at the restaurant. The man, identified as Mr. Liu, found his prospective partner, Miss Zhang, through a matchmaker and arranged to meet her at a popular restaurant in Jilin province. To Liu's surprise, Miss Zhang arrived at the restaurant accompanied by 23 relatives who joined them on their date. Okay. You don't walk out the door at that point, sir? I'm out the door. If I show up and you're with a girlfriend, I'm probably walking out the door. With your roommate's there, I'm walking out the door. If you're there with 2 little dogs, I'm probably going to walk out. This guy stayed? Let's keep reading. The restaurant staff later informed Liu that the woman's family ordered a significant amount of expensive cigarettes and premium alcoholic beverages. Yeah, and then you walk out. You walk out the door. When the restaurant staff tells you, "Oh, you're here? Okay, just want to let you know, 24 people have ordered a significant amount of expensive cigarettes and premium alcoholic beverages." You go, "Okay, that's nice. I'm out of here. See you later. Bye." When Liu was handed the bill, he stuck around for the bill, this guy. This guy stuck around for the bill. 24 people on your date. And you're like, "Oh, okay, this is a little weird, but let's push through here." Stuck around for the bill. He doesn't walk out. How? I'm going right back to that matchmaker, and I'm punching that matchmaker in the face. It's a terrible matchmaker. When Liu was handed the bill, which amounted to nearly 20,000 won, which is about $2,812, he decided to promptly leave the restaurant and have Zhang and her relatives settle the cost. Okay, yeah, he left a little late, though. I mean, you got to leave earlier than that. Who goes on a date with their family anyways? Who sticks through that? While Zhang did settle the bill, she still demanded that Liu contribute at least half of the amount. Yeah, this woman's out of her mind as well. Now, it says here, Liu agreed to reimburse a fraction of the total cost of the restaurant bill, offering 4,000 won, which is about $562, which is way too much in the first place. I mean, nice of Liu to agree to pay for a fraction of the total cost of her family enjoying themselves at a restaurant, smoking very expensive cigarettes. You have to get the expensive ones, family. Zhang had to ask her relatives to pay for their share of the total bill. Oh, how unreasonable to ask your relatives to pay for their share of the bill. These freeloaders think they can just get free cigarettes. You know, high-end cigarettes, from my understanding, from some matchmaking situation. I don't think so, family. They went to court, or they're going to court. They were angered by Liu's offer of paying only 4,000 won. Zhang's family decided to take them to court, filing a lawsuit against Liu to force him to pay up. I don't know how you're going to have any legs to stand on in court with this. The court, however, ruled in Liu's favor, stating that he should only cover the cost of his own and Zhang's meal, which was approximately 1,400 won, which is about USD. Yes, I agree totally with the ruling of this court. They seem like reasonable individuals in wigs. And they should also have to pay for whatever legal fees that Liu had to incur over this frivolous lawsuit, which should have never happened in the first place. I sort of blame Liu. You got to just walk the hell out, man. This incident garnered attention on Chinese social media and prompted discussions regarding the boundaries of social etiquette during blind dates, with many taking Liu's side. Yeah, with many taking Liu's side? How isn't everyone taking Liu's side? What's wrong with these people? Legal experts argue that the presence of 23 relatives during what was supposed to be a blind date surpassed far beyond generally accepted norms. Yeah, you think? Many pointed out that the other individuals present should bear responsibility for what they consumed during the meal, absolving Liu of any obligation to cover their expenses. Yeah, duh! You know, I don't even know if you can blame the relatives. They were probably duped by Miss Zhang, who's a psychopath. She probably told her family, like, hey, come on out. My new boyfriend's going to pay for us to have brunch and smoke very expensive cigarettes. Get all the good, bring us the best cigarettes that you have. Yay! Well, thank you for joining me for this episode of Weird AF News. I appreciate everyone making me feel like I'm needed and that I'm functional. I'm a functional person in society. This is what the podcast has brought me, some functionality, some usefulness. And people appreciate it. I'm getting a lot of nice, positive, uplifting messages, and I'm so grateful. If you want to send me an email or call the show, it's funnyjones@gmail.com. The number 646-450-2012. And you can also slide into my DMs on Instagram @funnyjones, and many people do, and I'm so grateful. I would like to give thanks and praise to someone who joined the Patreon. Give it up for the one, the only, the Uber supporter, Kevin Blaze, everybody. Kevin Blaze just joined the Patreon, and I couldn't be more grateful. Kevin has been in contact with me for a long, long time via email, and finally joined the Patreon, so I appreciate you stepping up your gratuity, Kevin. Please enjoy the extra content that is located within the Patreon. I put in weird extra content all the time in the Patreon for the delight, I think, of my patrons. They seem to enjoy that. Anyways, I appreciate all the support that I've gotten, and especially from my patrons. So big shout out to Kevin and all the patrons that we got, keeping the closet nice and toasty, keeping me caffeinated, and keeping the website going. WeirdAFnews.com. That's a place you can go if you want to support the show. You can join the Patreon from WeirdAFnews.com as well, or buy Jonesy a coffee if that's what you want to do. You can also download the Patreon app and just do a search for Weird AF News if you want to support the show. But not necessary. I know money's tight for a lot of people these days. We have, what's it called? Inflation is going on. I think there's a recession. I'm not afraid. I go to the dollar store for all my shit. Anyways, so if you want to support the show without any money because you can't afford it, just tell a friend about Weird AF News. Why not support by telling a friend? That's a great way to spread it. Word of mouth is the best way to share podcasts, in my opinion. So I'd appreciate that. Or just do nothing. Do nothing. Just listen to the show and enjoy yourself. Smoke a spliff, man, on your balcony and listen to the show, man. I appreciate it. Anyways, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you want to send me weird news stories, please do so. I could use some.